but doctors are running more tests.
Fox's Trace Gallagher and Ukrainian President Zelensky addressed the European Parliament this morning, seeking more military aid. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
Welcome to Thursday. I got it right, ladies?
Yes, you did.
Good. I'm
Very
Rayford
good.
Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp. Had to clear my throat.
Were you taking a nap?
Had to clear
Kelly
my throat.
taking a nap.
Mhm.
There you go.
Yeah, and I'm the other bookend. I'm Lee Barris.
Welcome to Thursday edition. And I'm unplugging my headphones at the same time this morning. So it's going to be one of them days. No doubt about it. Once all that stuff up there on the Facebook page.
Yes. We're good. We're good.
Okay. Everything's good. You're live and local real talk here on Freedom 97.1 and 1120 AM WSME. And we do appreciate y'all listening. And for those of you who want to chat with us this morning, our telephone number is over at 910-333-0139.
Yay.
The look that she was giving me is the reason I was looking back.
She was looking like, do it right.
Yeah.
About to get it.
There you go.
Mhm.
And just a quick reminder, if you do call in, your audio is much more better if you use your telephone as a telephone, not as one of those speaker thingamabobbers, or not as an earbud thingamabobber, not
Bluetooth,
hands-free, not
right.
Bluetooth, not black teeth, or not whatever. Just pick it up and talk. The reason is it gets feedback otherwise. By the time we feed the signal back down, it just goes wacky. So sometimes so bad that we can't turn the audio up enough that anybody can actually hear you. So just FYI. It's kind of warm out there this morning. It's not cold like been
You
out
better
a few
enjoy
mornings.
it while you can, because Kelly's going to ruin it later.
Yeah, I know. But Kelly came in and said, there's some fog up there kind of high. And I'm looking out there right now. There is some fog
Yeah,
up there.
it's high.
Yes.
It's not low to the ground.
Well,
At least it wasn't earlier. Maybe now
it's
it is.
treetop level.
Yeah, I
out
see
there.
it.
I can
Yeah,
see it.
that's how it
So-
was when I drove in.
So anyway, we got it looks like it's going to be a fairly decent day.
It
so
is going to be sunny.
It'd be nice and warm.
Yeah, it's going to be warm.
What,
Breezy,
70
but
degrees
yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
72 or something like that.
We'll talk
yeah.
about that later on.
Nice.
And again, if there's anything you want to chat about today, we're kind of wide open. I don't think we have any guests scheduled.
No, not today. We have a great guest coming in tomorrow. And next week, we will have our lieutenant governor on.
Gubernatorial candidate. He
No,
hasn't announced it.
No, he's the
Oh,
week
that's
after,
right,
but
the
we
week
have
after.
we have
Right.
Mark Robinson, our lieutenant governor, that will be with us next week on the line.
Sweet.
So
Next week,
next Thursday.
he is the gubernatorial candidate.
No, he's not. He's lieutenant governor.
But
He hasn't
will,
announced
but
that
he will be.
Well,
You want him to be.
we're all
Yeah.
saying
Rayford
he's
wants
going
him to
to
be.
be, but
He's going to be the.
he's not announced yet. But like
Yeah.
we know,
He
we
is.
know.
He's
The
tested the
pending
waters.
candidate.
He's tested the waters enough that he's going to run.
Yeah.
Well, we know that
And
North
the polling
Carolina
indicates
loves
that.
him.
Yep. Polling
Especially
looks good too.
Onslow County loves him.
And so anyway, Mark Robinson, Lieutenant Governor, will be joining us next week. And,
Next week, yes.
I got a couple of others on the line out there, and including gas right here in Jacksonville. You probably heard a week or two ago, and I've had some people say, "Oh my God, I was going to buy a gas stove, but I'm not going to do it now."
I am.
Because AOC said they're bad.
Lee wants to blow her whole kitchen up.
No,
not just
she
the
doesn't.
I
stove.
grew up on not on a gas stove, but using a gas stove, and I look at the pros and cons, and the weighing the cons right now.
Mhm. So
Hmm.
yeah, and they're I don't have any problem with mine. Never have had any troubles with mine. And the amount of gas, and I cook a lot, we do here, especially during December and Christmas time stuff. My God, I got almost a year out of a 100-pound bottle.
Oh,
of
you
the
were
gas.
telling me that.
That's like $60 worth of gas for almost an entire year.
Right. Now,
Lord mercy.
do you also use that for your
One,
hot water
yeah,
heater?
one of my water heaters.
So it's got a connection where one tubing goes to the hot water heater and
Yeah.
one. Well, see, and that's what I'm looking at too. Eventually,
Yeah.
I'll probably be too old to even want to
Yeah,
take
well,
showers by then.
Great Gas actually put that one in for me. I bought it from them, and it's one of those on-demand water heaters. In other
Yes.
words, it doesn't burn gas all day long. It doesn't use it all day long because when it heats up, when you turn your hot water faucet on, it heats up instantly. So by the time the water gets from the heater, which is just outside the kitchen, straight into the kitchen, it's hot within seconds.
I was going to ask you that. Okay, you answered my
and
question.
and then it just stays hot. It's hot.
Mhm.
And then as soon as you turn the water off, the gas goes off and the heater goes off.
Right.
So it works out great. So especially the way we use it. I'm sure there are some people that wouldn't use it the same way, and it may be a bit of an issue for you, but not for us. It's good, and the gas stove is way beyond good. You can cook instantly.
Yeah.
Well, it's aggravating to turn on the water, like especially in the back of the house, and you have to let it run to get hot water. That's a waste of water.
Well, now
I
the
don't have that problem.
further away from your water heater, whether it's gas or electric, you're gonna have cold water in that line all the way, right?
Right.
Okay.
That's the way it works.
All right.
So you turn it on, and all that cold water's got to get out before you start getting hot water.
Huh. That's weird.
It doesn't matter where you are.
Well, I'm just
Now,
wondering about that because I can turn the water on the upstairs bathroom and it's hot. And the water heater's downstairs in the garage.
How far is downstairs from the actual
Other side of the house.
other side, which is, I don't know how far that is.
I don't know. My house is like 2,400 square feet. So
Yeah, she's got the
Downs-
upstairs, downstairs.
I have upstairs,
Mhm.
downstairs. And my master bathroom, the upstairs are on the other side of the house from the water heater.
Okay,
But it's
well,
instantly hot. I don't know how that works, but cool. Okay.
yeah, well, you may have two of them. Did you?
No, I
Are
only
you
have
sure
one.
you only
Trust
have
me.
one water heater?
We had an issue with. Trust me, we only have one. Mhm.
I had an issue with that.
It went out 1 year.
Oh,
Yeah.
the only one there, huh?
It said that we had to have it replaced. So that's how I know we only have one.
Oh,
Yeah.
let me guess. It was during the winter too, wasn't it?
I want to say yes, but it
Where
got
cold
replaced
showers are.
instantly because I don't like cold water. Trust me, it
Uh-huh.
got dealt with that day.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
So-
knock on wood, we're talking about hot water heaters, and mine is over 20 years old, and
Oh, you've
it's
done it.
showing the signs and
You've
so.
done
Ours
it.
was over 20. That's
I
why.
just
Yeah,
this morning shower was probably the last hot shower now. So
you might as well go ahead and replace that thing. Don't let
I
it sit with
know.
while you have your stove. Do the same thing you've done with your stove.
well, I don't know. Do I want the stove first or the hot water
You
heater
trust me, you want the
first?
hot water. You gonna take a cold shower?
No.
Okay,
mm-mm.
then you want the hot water heater first.
I'll be showering in the sink.
There's
Heat and
sales,
water.
aren't there like President's Day sales and stuff? Maybe you can get one of each.
Yes.
Get a sale. Some of these big box stores, or even go online and look.
I've been looking
can
and
find a lot of
looking,
stuff
and I
online.
know
Jeff can
I'm
help
gonna.
you out with that.
I know it. Yes.
So we're going to have
Jeff's
him
my
in
new
here.
best
Hopefully
friend.
next week. We're going to check with him again. He had commitments. I mean, he actually goes out and does construction work, for putting in new gas lines and stuff.
Yes.
New gas appliances. So he's going to come in and talk about the scare that AOC and a bunch of others similar to her have given out about gas stoves and stuff. Get rid of them now.
Well, didn't
We're
the,
going to make them illegal.
well, didn't the president mess that up during his speech the other night,
He-
State of the Confusion address, where he said, 10 years down the road or something? and-
Yeah, he did.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just really weird. All of it really weird.
Very
right.
much
So
so,
anyway,
yeah.
we'll have that next week, and Lieutenant Governor next week, and working on a couple more.
I'm
Yes,
working on some
yes.
DEA folks.
Yes.
Yeah,
Now
trying to
we've
get them in.
we've got a lot of folks that I have talked to and want to come on. They're
Mhm.
just rearranging their schedules and
Same.
looking at, it's just not that easy to call somebody and say, come on tomorrow. They're like,
Yeah.
but they're coming in. Yeah, we always have good guests. And tomorrow we have
We have Breon.
Breon Williams. He's a friend of ours,
Yes,
and
he is.
he was on the show before. And what a wonderful young man. What a wonderful young
Mhm.
man.
I
Kelly
don't care
introduced
about
us to
that. I
him.
care
Yeah.
about his ice cream.
I'm gonna tell you what. I took my sister and we went to
I'm
his
telling ya,
store.
it's amazing.
Whew, it's all we could do to get through it. It was so good.
You scream, I scream, we scream for
well, the
ice cream,
problem
right?
is there's so many choices to choose
You get a
from.
free, you get a free
No, no, it's
shake.
not just chocolate.
No, Rayford, you get a work of art. You don't just go in there and eat chocolate.
No, it's a work of
doesn't?
art. What they
I
give
will
you.
fight you when I
I
take
just
you in
love
there and you
chocolate.
do that.
I
We
just
all
love
need
it.
to go one afternoon.
We will. We'll go.
Together.
Yes.
I just because you look at the menu and you go, or you can create your
A
own
menu?
too. Yeah, it's a menu full of ice cream.
Can I bring my apple pie moonshine?
You don't need to. They got all kinds of stuff to go in there.
That's all right.
Trust me.
Just pour some
Trust
apple pie moonshine on some
Well, you
French vanilla ice cream and a little
Mhm.
chocolate on top of that. And
I have
Throw
to
in a few
try that.
nuts.
I
That's
still
good.
have my apple moonshine.
Yeah.
That little jar. I never used it. That's a good thought.
Yeah. Put it in the freezer. Get it slushy.
Mm-hmm.
Dump it right on the ice cream. Okay, we got we got some things going on. Lots happening, of course, around the world, and I'll have a rant and rave. You can call it a commentary if you want to, but it'll be ranting and raving this morning.
Oh my!
Yeah, I'm used to a little bit,
You didn't.
It's a
warn me about that one.
commentary full of rants and raves. How about that?
something like that.
Oh,
And
this must be a doozy. He usually gives us a heads up, Lee.
Yes.
well, no, it's not a doozy. It's just it's dealing with the
So he-
balloon bargle.
He didn't give us time to talk him out of it.
what good that does.
That's what. Oh me.
Hey,
I'm
sad news
excited.
yesterday.
And I've taken a good lesson
Mhm.
from after watching and listening to the school board stuff the other day.
Mhm.
Whoa. Phew.
You want to give me some grief? Not a problem. Go ahead and talk.
He did that to me yesterday.
He turned our mics off.
I forbid you to watch any more of those meetings.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
come
the
to
board.
find out,
It's the Board of Education. They
All right.
educated me on how to deal with you.
let me clear up about the mic issue. The
Okay.
mic issue is the mics are on, but they are set so if you back away from it and you're talking,
You mean like that?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
it doesn't pick you up.
No
They're
kidding.
voice activated when you lean into them to
Mhm.
talk.
It's called voice operated relay
That's
or
right.
Vox.
And there are no buttons on the desk on the podium up there for the chairman. No buttons over here for the superintendent or the lawyers or anybody sitting at that table. Everything is controlled. You've got your media person who's taking.
What?
Well, that's good to know. At least that people aren't being deliberately.
Yes.
So
no,
that's cool.
he
I'm
was
glad.
Not deliberately
Yay.
muted.
Well, good, because I don't
Yes.
think anybody should be.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't.
Well, let me ask
well,
you
they didn't
this.
have access to that.
Do they have? What about it when public people come up for their public comments? Do they have the ability to mute them? I wonder. I don't know.
I don't know
The
either.
board will not.
No.
Whoever's
I
at
mean,
the
with the
controls
control
will.
Right,
person,
Yeah,
right.
the
Can they
producer
mute them?
will.
That's what I was.
I'm sure
Right.
that
Okay.
all they
But
got to do is
you never
turn
know. You're gonna
stuff
get
down.
somebody unruly.
I wonder if the
So-
commissioners are voice activated or how theirs are set up.
I don't know.
Robin, if you know,
I don't
call
think
us and let
so.
us know. I don't think there's any buttons.
Mm-mm.
I don't think any of those people control.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
depends
is-
upon how that voice operated relay system is set
Right,
up. I'll call it the
right.
Vox, which is what it's known as.
And I do remember at one time when Louis said something about he got muted, he was sitting back.
Yeah. Okay.
So maybe there's just something wrong with his particular mic and it just
and
all
they
looked that way.
Do depend upon sensitivity each
Yes.
mic, and you can. It's like my radio over there.
Yeah.
I don't go into. I use it as a push to talk button, right?
Right.
Because I don't want to just have it laying there and suddenly I go, what, huh? To somebody walks in the room.
Yeah, no, I
Right.
agree.
Then
And
they hear all
somebody-
that, or you know who comes walking in and starts, yeah.
Shockwave. If
Yeah.
you're listening, shockwave.
And that would
like that.
activate the radio
Yeah,
even
well,
when
right.
I'm not here.
Right.
So I don't have that
Well,
same
he could be
set up
talking
that way.
to somebody wherever.
You never
Could carry
know.
on a conversation.
It could be on the Dog Channel,
Uh-huh.
Animal Planet, or
Yeah.
whatever they
Yeah.
call it.
Yes.
So anyway, that's the way all that stuff works. That's a good clear. I'm glad you cleared that up.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I asked questions yesterday.
Good. That's good.
Yes, I asked
Yeah.
questions because I would rather get the correct story than us sitting here just trying to base it on what we've heard. You know, I had a lot of questions yesterday and cleared up the question about the contract for the safety and security assessment.
Mhm.
The district office, which is the Onslow County Office of School Board, they're the ones that hired this firm to
Mhm.
come in and do a security and safety assessment. And my understanding is it's done every year. And
By
so
the same
I asked,
company.
I'm not sure. I wasn't too understanding on that, but this is something that's done every year. And they hired this company to do it. And I asked, why did the school board not vote on the expenditure? Well, it's different with the school board in the district rather than how it's done with the county commissioners. Whenever there's an expense, they put it before the commissioners, they vote on it. School board is the school system is not like that.
Mhm.
There's things like a school bus breaks down and it's got to have a major overhaul.
Mhm.
The district, spends that they contract it out or whatever. They pay for that. They don't go through the school board to ask permission.
Mhm.
So it's a little
I
different there.
understand that, but remember too, one of the other issues people in the past have had about the Onslow County School Board or school system is their lack of a line item budget.
Right. The transparency. Well,
There
these
doesn't
are
appear to be a lot
right.
of transparency still within the school system in terms of budget, which when you're dealing with taxpayer money, in my opinion,
I agree with that because that was a big issue back.
yeah, it's been a big, yeah. I had
2016.
somebody bring that up to me yesterday. I'd forgot. I was like, oh yeah, you're right. I'd forgotten all about that. Yeah.
Well, things change throughout. Now, let's just look at it this way, too. The clerk of court's office,
Mhm.
the sheriff's office,
Mhm.
they don't have the line item budgets that you would think that they would have.
Right.
They have a general operating expenses and yada, yada, yada. They can move money around from one item that they've got it budgeted for to other locations as they need it. That's the way that stuff works. Now, because the school board is separate from the county,
Right.
they got all they ask for is a certain amount.
Correct. No, I
Period.
understand that.
Sheriff's office pretty much does the same thing. They may go above and beyond. We need to replace 10 cars next year, and they put it in their budget. So that would be a line item
Correct.
there.
Yeah.
But suddenly it comes down, they don't need 10 cars after the budget is approved. They need 12. Then they're going to have to move some money from somewhere else or go back to the county commissioners
Right.
or to the county manager, and then she'll go to the commissioners with it.
Well, I have friends that are teachers, and one of the issues conveyed to me on more than one occasion is, let's say, for example, classroom supplies, for example, or the lack thereof that they have to pay for themselves.
That's been an issue since
Yeah.
I was in
And,
grammar school.
well, one of the issues that they have is, let's say, and I'm just throwing a number out there, okay, because I have no idea what let's say Onslow County's budget for teacher supplies is $2 million.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, a lot of the teachers are saying we're not seeing one red penny of that $2 million.
I don't know how much it is.
Yeah, I don't have no idea.
I don't know how
I'm
much
just throwing
they
it. So
get.
they're like, we would rather see where if you're saying we're spending 2 million, but the people that's supposed to be spending aren't getting the 2 million. The question has been posed, where is the 2 million? You see what
Okay.
I'm saying? Which a line item budget, you have to write down 52 pencils and 5 packs of paper. Not that it doesn't have to get that specific.
Well, everybody, every citizen, regardless of how you voted, regardless of where you're employed, has a right to look at the expenditure throughout the year if they so desire. Now, you go get nitpicking and you're going to be, up against the wall. It's going to take you forever to get any. They don't want to stop people from doing their daily jobs.
Oh, I agree 1,000% with that.
But if you need some information, you want some information, you're entitled to that information.
That's right.
Well, here's what I say about that
Regardless
then,
of who you
Rayford.
are.
If
Right.
a board of education member is claiming in 3 to 4 asks, they haven't been given something they've asked for, which I completely think is wrong. The board of education, then if that's the case, if they can't get what they need, why do we have a board?
That's a good question.
What was the school administrators told not to give it to them?
I heard that too, but I mean, you're hearing so much now, it's hard to
Yes,
say.
It is.
But I think for years, personally, I think there's been a disconnect for years between the Onslow County School Board and the Onslow County School Central Office or main office. I think that's been going on for a long time.
Well, I know we came a long ways with transparency. Remember back in 2015, 2016, when we had several people running for school board, Jonathan Merritt, we had Bob Williams. They were calling for more transparency.
Yeah.
And as a result, now we can watch the meetings live.
Which I love.
So I do
Yeah.
too, because I was watching the other night and just about had to go to the liquor cabinet at the end of it. I was like, my heart was pumping.
And I'm in there trying to relax, and my son Lee calls me, "You've got to see this." I'm like, "What?"
You've got to go now. Back it up. Yeah, it was
Contentious.
unprofessional. It was something that should have never happened.
Right.
So,
Well,
my opinion.
yeah. And the Facebook posting that I saw yesterday that you sent me, was it Facebook or
It was Facebook.
wherever it was? And I'm like, really?
Yeah, that got sent to me. I was like, I
Well,
had to read it
first of
twice
all-
first. Yeah.
First of all, it shouldn't. Members My opinion,
Hmm.
members of the board shouldn't be posting on Facebook about it.
Um,
I agree with that
yeah, I do too.
because it can get you. It can
Turn around and
comments can be
backfire.
misconstrued.
That's right. It can
A lot
bite
can
you.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you had some questions about some wording in that
I
one.
had some questions. Yes, and I had
and
I
you-
posed my question
and
and
you-
I got an answer which left me more confused than my original question.
There was a word that you were concerned about,
yes.
and that
There were
was
2 words:
a couple of go ahead.
lawless,
Uh-huh.
lawlessness, and out of order.
Okay, and there was
Then I was given
containment.
containment was another one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was given the answer of containment, and the answer made no sense. I
Now,
read that
we're,
to
we're
you. I don't
talking about
understand
the
the answer.
chairman
Mhm.
had pasted. He
I asked to
responded to
explain-
something, right?
Yeah, I said, please explain the out of order containment because I truly just wanted to know. I didn't understand. And when Kelly don't understand something, y'all need to ask questions or whatever because I want to understand.
Right.
And I was given an answer and I didn't understand it. I still don't understand. But I thought, okay, I'm not trying to, debate this. I just legitimately wanted to know. That was all.
The folks out there probably want to know exactly what you're talking about. So,
Well, I could read you the answer
yeah.
I was
Well,
given. If you want me to.
let's set it up when you get it. The
it's right
the
here.
initial stuff. But we'll take a break and do weather while you pull that up. How's that?
Yeah, that's
All
fine.
right. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back with weather.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents. And Doug.
Check it out, Limu, a roadside carnival.
Step right up, folks. Test your strength. Come see the fire-breathing baby.
Let's fan out and tell people that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Look, an emu wearing sunglasses.
Limu, famous. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
DQ presents. Picture this. You stand before the awe-inspiring new signature stack burger menu at DQ and your mouth wonders, where have you been all my life? That's 5 taste bud tempting cheeseburgers with 100% real seasoned beef. You peek at the loaded A1 stack burger with 2 premium sauces. Then the flamethrower stack burger with tongue-tingling jalapeno bacon. Then you realize moments like these are exactly why we have the DQ signature stack burger menu. DQ. Happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME.
And we're back, and I got some bad news for some of you folks out there. I mentioned yesterday that Tideline Marine had a pre-owned boat there, a great little boat, 21-foot Triumph. Had a good price on it. Well, by the time I got there yesterday, it was being looked at, and they bought it.
Did it have a gas stove on it?
Yep, it did. In fact, it did.
Oh my.
So you
Darn.
you could have almost lived on it. You'd had to
Oh,
put
my
a little cover over it. So anyway, so that one's sold. But there are other boats down there, and there are people out shopping, and when they find what they want, they're going to buy. This guy yesterday, it was kind of, He was looking for a boat, but he wasn't
Good
sure that he
for
would do it.
him.
He wanted to get a boat.
You went to the right place.
He went to the right place, Tideline Marine, and they got it all cleaned up and ready to roll and made sure it's totally operational. So it is. It's gone.
Good for him.
I think he picked it up yesterday afternoon late, but anyway, if it's not, he'll pick it up this morning. So that's the kind of thing that Tideline Marine does. You come down, you buy a boat, they make sure, even if it's a brand new one, that it is running. They put it through its paces. They clean it up, do the last minute dusting, because, things get dusty sitting around for a day or two, especially on the water. So they did all of that, got it ready to roll, and it was done. Deal is done. So that's the way you do things.
Things get dusty on the water, really?
Yeah, when they're sitting up on the water down there, the wind blows and dust is everywhere.
Oh, that makes sense.
And,
Okay.
and you got
All right.
pollen, and it's just like
Got
your
it.
car or whatever.
Yeah.
You get
Okay.
stuff on it.
I'm
So
understanding now.
the fog is getting thicker out there.
Yeah. Oh man, it's like
Oh, yeah.
it's like The Mist. Did you ever see that movie, The Mist?
Oh, yeah, several times.
That movie,
Mist?
the end is disturbing. Lee will
Uh-oh.
talk.
Tideline
got
Marine
this.
on the banks of the New River, 159 Old Bridge Street, right downtown Jacksonville. The place to go for all of your boating, your mechanical needs. If you want to do it yourself, they got parts in stock. And, one gentleman came in yesterday and he bought a bunch of stuff because this is annual service time. So he was able to go pick it up and go home. And I guess hopefully by the weekend he'll have her done and ready to rock and roll. He does it every year. Offshore today, winds out of the southeast, 5 to 10, becoming southwesterly, 10 to 15 in the afternoon. Seas 3 to 5, except 2 to 3 near shore. Dominant period, 10 seconds. Sounds and rivers, nice, a light chop. However, it will increase to a moderate chop in the afternoon, and then it's going to get a little worse, but not until Saturday. Southwesterly winds tomorrow, 10 to 15, seas 3 to 5. Dominant period, 6 seconds. Sounds and rivers, a moderate chop. Then Saturday, northeasterly winds 20 to 25 knots, increasing to 25 to 30 in the afternoon. 5 to 8 footers. Biggins, the ceiling is 8 feet tall
Holy.
here, okay?
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
4 to 5 near shore. Sounds and rivers, rough, becoming very rough in
Yep.
the afternoon.
Today, I'm laughing at this because it literally says patchy fog before 9, and we're watching the fog roll in
Yeah,
out the window
it's
right
cool.
now.
I love
It is definitely lower to the ground than it was when I drove in.
Mhm, and
It's kind
thicker.
of creepy. Yes.
That tree
much
is almost
thicker.
invisible.
Yes.
Invisible.
Otherwise, at some point when the fog burns off, it's going to be partly sunny with a high of 74, and the gusts are going to start today. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 59, and still gusty. Tomorrow, it's going to rain, high of 74. It's not going to be gusty, though, which cool. Tomorrow night, rain, low of 49. Saturday, rain all day. Gusty. The gusts come back on Saturday. I don't know what happens with tomorrow, but for whatever reason, they're back. And then Saturday night, rain, low of 41, with 1 to 2 inches of rain on Saturday night. Yeah.
You are a Debbie Downer.
I am. And then Sunday, showers mainly before 1, and otherwise mostly cloudy, a high of 57.
Okay, sleep until 1.
Okay.
Just
that's
sleep
nice.
until
Sunday's
1 o'clock
Super
on
Bowl.
Sunday.
Wait, yeah, Sunday Super Bowl.
Mhm.
Oh, that.
And you
Oh,
know what, Lee?
no.
I was just thinking this weekend, we're supposed to plan our little Magic Mike party too.
That's right.
We got to get it cracking. Okay. I'll work on that today.
Okay.
We got
All
a
right.
lot of things going on.
On Facebook yesterday, I'm not sure what time it was posted, but our friend Melissa Oakley, a school board member, she posted something which I'm still.
That's not her post. That
That's
was
not her
someone
post?
else's.
That's
No.
somebody else's
Yeah.
post.
She made a post and she literally just said, "Peace be still." That's what her post said.
Okay.
Yeah.
And our chairman, Bill Lanier,
Commented.
he made a comment. He said, "Now you see why containment was and is so important. I knew it would happen the second the agenda changed. A lawless board is an abomination to our purpose. A politicized board is just as bad. I prayed for peace fervently, but lawless board members I cannot tolerate."
Mhm.
I have some concerns there, Bill, and we're friends. Lawless, you're considering the Board of Education lawless, then somebody needs to go to jail or get out. You want containment. Razor wire? What kind of containment do you want? I don't understand.
I think it's
This is
comments.
Strong word. These are strong words.
Yeah. which is why I asked my question to him. And my question was, Bill Lanier, I'm not certain I'm understanding what you mean by containment and lawless. Can you explain? Because legitimately, I wasn't understanding the lawless or the containment.
I don't either. And I read this several times after you sent me the
So
link
he
there.
responds to me,
Uh-huh.
and his answer says, Kelly Carter now, containment is a nears of, I'm reading this as it's written, okay? So I'm not changing anything. Containment is a nears of organizing a sequence of events when opinions or responses are too close in time. At no time was anyone right to express themselves curtailed. View the meetings. Even with this meeting, an out of order member voiced that the concern for proper training was irrelevant. Then he went on to prove his antics by appropriate training was and is relevant. Thanks for the inquiry.
Huh.
I don't
understand why any of that. And I'm not, I like Bill. I do not understand this answer.
I don't either.
At no time was anyone expressing themselves curtailed. Yes, he called him out of order and shut him down. So yes. And he talked about the agenda in the first part. That comes from at the last meeting, not this one, but the previous one.
Mm-hmm.
They had on the agenda where the board member comments was at the beginning instead of the end.
Sure.
Right.
And they voted on it. Well, this time they voted, and it was a 4-1 vote to move the comments back to the end because it's called public comment or public response comment or whatever it is. In other words, because the public gets up and they speak. How can you respond to something someone says if you're only allowed to talk before they talk? I get the comments at the end. In my opinion, the comments should be at the end. So if Mr. Rayford Brown comes up to the podium and has a question or comment or whatever he has, the board members have the ability to say, Mr. Brown, we heard what you said and we hate everything you said, or we think it's the greatest thing, or we're looking into that or whatever.
Sure.
But if you can't speak at the end, you can't address anything a citizen has got up and said. And I think that was one of the reasons why
citizens, when they don't get a response to whatever they're saying,
they get mad as heck and they go on social media and they pick it and they do whatever they do.
Then their words are useless.
Yes.
When they feel like they don't have a voice, that's what starts the trouble.
Yeah.
So that's why the board members went back and voted to change it. But Bill says, I knew it would happen the second the agenda changed.
Well, I think from what my understanding is, back in January when they changed the agenda, it was done purposely to keep the board members from responding to a group of individuals. They came in and that had a lot of concerns.
Why can't they respond?
But they have the right to do it, whether like what they say or not. They have that right.
They have the right. And why would you not want your board members to comment?
Well, you see the commissioner meetings.
Yeah.
They have commissioner comments at the end.
Yep.
And if they have public comment, I've seen most every single commissioner respond to an individual during their comments, addressing their concerns, which is a good thing. It makes you feel like you've been heard.
Makes you
feel
like
you may
you're
not
part of it.
well, that's why I have public comment then. If you're not going to, you can't censor what someone said unless they're up there dropping F-bombs and threatening or whatever. That's one thing. But, the whole point of public comment is to get the opinions of the public or allow them the chance to say whatever's on their mind about, topics involved. Let's say, for example, topics involving the school system. That's kind of the whole point.
Yeah.
Right.
Otherwise, I'll tell you, neither one of you, well, you were around here, Lee, but you weren't part of what was going on back in the 70s and into the early 80s. They had a county commissioner. He was a barber. His barbershop was directly across the street from the courthouse.
Okay.
And you could see his barbershop, into his barbershop from inside the county commission chambers. That's how close it was, how visible it was. You would also find out that a bunch of county commissioners would meet at the barbershop from time to time.
To get their haircut, I'm sure.
At the same time.
Right.
But anyway, a lot of county business was decided out of the people's earshot.
Well, that's not supposed to happen.
I understand what's not supposed to happen. So efforts have been made to take care of that.
Yeah.
But that was, somebody called it the good old boy days. I don't even like that phrase because I don't know what it means. Okay.
I know what it means.
I don't, I know what I would call it, but anyway, it's transparency is
I
a word,
believe in transparency.
a word
yes.
that came into being after those kinds of situations were
Right.
occurring,
Yeah.
not just in Onslow County, but
Mhm.
all
Oh, it
over
happens
the
everywhere.
country.
Yes.
Well, we have to have transparency so we know that our voices are being heard.
If we only get to know what the results of our decisions are every 4 years, we don't know what's going on in between.
That's right.
We need watchdog citizens groups. I don't
Right.
care. I understand that some of them are going to be radical. That's fine.
They have
We
that
can
right.
we can have the other side
Yeah.
who can have their own watchdog. And here's there used to be a watchdog group here, led by somebody that I knew very well.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I remember that group.
And I thought they called it Neighbors.
I didn't. I
They
was.
called it neighbors.
Neighbors.
I'm
Cool
aware
name.
of it.
I like the name.
Yeah.
Randolph Thomas was one of those
Yeah.
individuals on that
Mhm.
board, and my dad was another one.
Okay.
And for those who are new to the area, he was a letter writer to the editor,
Yes, he was.
like you've never seen before.
Mhm.
And he would challenge the county commissioners, the city council, the school board, or anybody else, or any organization, generally government speaking,
Correct.
because they're supposed to be taking care of us.
Correct. Well, that's what they're
with
there
our
to do.
permission. They're
Yes.
supposed to be taking care of us.
Mhm.
Our permission is given to them every election cycle.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of people that we need. Now, some will say they were a little bit radical. I think they were extremely mild by my standards.
You would be radical.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would be radical. And radical is okay. Sometimes it shows what kind of an idiot you are, but it's okay too.
Yeah.
It's a free country, people.
Mhm.
And that's what we're here for. To be dictated to, even if I was on a board, and to call me lawless, oh,
I didn't
my
see anything
God.
lawless, and I'm
May heaven
yeah.
help you
Yeah.
if I ever decide to run for office and I'm sitting on a board
Mhm.
and somebody on that board, Bill, calls me lawless.
I would love to see that.
No, he wouldn't.
Oh,
I
man.
know
Talk
you
about
well
killing
enough
the
to know
mics.
how.
I would kill the mics personally.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
it'd be one of those. You turn that hat around, get ready,
I
sit
would be
back,
like,
because
"Sit
it's about
back.
to
Here
go.
comes Rayford." Yeah. But I agree, and I agree with a lot of what has occurred. I don't think methods are good, but I think the board comments should stay at the end of the meeting. How are you going to respond to the public? I'm going with that.
I would feel like I'd just been cheated if I got up there and I said I had something to say.
And no one can
and
respond
nobody
to you.
can respond at that
Right.
time while you're talking because that's against their
Yeah,
policies, right?
but no one can address it at the end of the
And
meeting.
nobody ever talks to me about, well, I just wasted my dime, didn't I?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like you have no choice but to leave it at the end.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
it needs.
absolutely.
Why would you not? That's my question. Why would you not have it at the end to
keep
respond?
to keep your board under control.
But that's not what the purpose of the board is.
Oh, it's not?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
You mean they're not supposed to be contained?
no, they're not. I mean, they're not supposed to,
Well, I look
run
at it
buck
this way.
wild, but
You cannot contain them by doing that. And each board member is responsible for their own comments during their public
They are.
comment. So why change it? I mean, let them speak. Let them be heard. Moving it to the front to avoid them having interaction with maybe a radical group, if you want to call them radical, or with just a concerned parent. I think that you are silencing their voices, and we elected these people to
There
represent
are
us.
7 people on that board.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Not one.
That's right.
I agree. Well, I'm glad this time they voted. Wait a minute, they voted. What was it? A 4-1 vote?
4-1.
So did a couple just not vote?
Well, I know
I'm not
Albert
sure.
Garvey was not there
Okay.
because he was sick. And 4-1, that would be 5. There was one other that didn't vote then.
Why would you not?
That
Come
would
on
probably
now.
be the chairman.
I could
Well,
be
then
the
who
chairman.
Well, I
was
don't
the-
know who was the one that voted. I don't know the details. We'll
Okay, now
find
come
out.
on. Now okay, I'm gonna say something. That is spineless. If you sat up there and didn't vote, spineless with a capital S. Grow a pair.
I don't know whether the chair. I don't know what the policies
Who
are.
was
of
the
board.
one?
I don't know what the policies are of the school board. Okay, there are various political groups that have their own policies. In other words, I think Jacksonville. I know Wilmington was this way. unless there's a tie vote,
Mhm.
the chairman or the mayor don't vote.
No, I don't think the
I
Board of
don't know
Education
whether
is
it's the
run that
Board of
way.
Education, the Board of
No.
Commissioners. Does the commissioners, does the
They all vote.
chairman votes?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
They all
he's
vote.
and in
Okay.
case of a tie, he's usually the tiebreaker. So
Well, any one of them would be the tiebreaker in
Anyone
case
would
of a
be.
tie, because it would never be a tie.
There'll never be a tie,
as
just
long
7.
as the chairman is voting.
Yeah.
right,
And
right.
same thing with the mayor. I don't know how the city of Jacksonville works, or
I don't know how the
just
city
haven't gotten
works,
into
but the Board of Education, I do know they vote because
it.
Bob Williams has voted in the past when he was
Okay,
chair on
without
things.
it being
Yeah.
a tie. Okay,
Yeah.
Right.
well then that
So
explains
if
that.
there was 4-1, that's 5. So 2 didn't vote.
One was
wasn't
absent,
there. Then who's the
right.
one that didn't vote? Why would you not?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Let's take a break.
Maybe they were scared.
Then I'm gonna go on to another
Don't be
topic.
scared. If you're going to be on the board, you can't be scared.
And we'll do another topic. It's called All About Me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Lord. I don't even know how I feel about that, Rayford.
I think
Oh,
he's
my.
looking for Valentine's.
You're
candy or
live and
something.
local, Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM WSME. We'll be right back.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down the street on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. Whole bottom round is just $3.59 a pound. Half cut bone-in strip loin, just $7.99 a pound. How about beef back ribs, $2.99 a pound. Whole bone-in pork loin, just $1.39 a pound. Whole chickens, $1.49 a pound. And quarter sliced pork loin, just $1.79 a pound. And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, and they use only the finest and certified Angus beef and Sanderson farm chicken. Over in produce, sweet juicy blueberries, just $2.99 a pint. County Gold cantaloupes are only $2.99 each. Jumbo bell peppers, 99 cents each. Roma or vine ripe tomatoes, just $1.79 a pound. How about a 3-pound bag of California navel oranges for $3.99? Fresh jumbo yellow onions, just 99 cents a pound. And sweet and red cherries, just $4.99 a pound. That's locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down the street on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. And oh, by the way, you get 3 12-packs of Cokes or Sprites for just $14. Remember, save big with the pig.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back. We're discussing daylight savings time, and that's coming in again here shortly.
Yeah.
Next month,
In March.
about a
yeah.
month. So it's
And
been-
I'm
like
ready
we
about
just
the
did
fall
this.
one. The one that's November 6th is when it's going to be in the fall. And they're having all kinds of. I guess the Senate approved it, but the House hasn't. Neither has President Biden
to make
signed
it a year-round
to
daylight
make it.
savings
It's
time.
called the
They
what I
need to
said
move
it's
it up
called?
1/2 hour. Let's really mess with the mind.
Sunshine
no,
Protection
no,
Act.
Yeah, we can change the time.
The Sunshine Protection Act.
You know,
I
there's
think we
one.
need to-
There's one, or at
Cool
least one
name.
place in the world that does that. Is it Norway or somewhere up in that neck of the woods? They move it forward a half hour, or it's a half hour difference in the time everywhere else. All right, yes, my dear, we do have a problem. Top military strategists, ours, not theirs, suggest that spy balloon surveillance flights like the one we shot down just off the South Carolina coast are part of a much bigger picture than the Chinese or American governments will admit to. Department of Defense Press Secretary Brigadier General Patrick Wright told reporters yesterday that the U.S. had been tracking China's surveillance practices even before the latest balloon arrived stateside last week. Another Chinese spy balloon was discovered 4 months ago, earlier, after it crashed into the Pacific Ocean near Hawaii. 3 other Chinese surveillance balloons were found to have flown over Texas, Florida, and Guam during the Trump administration, but apparently it was kept a secret even from the president at the time. Amazing. Just how long Beijing has been operating the espionage program that relies on dated balloon technology along with modern surveillance techniques is scary to think about. Spy balloons have been spotted over 5 continents since 2018. How many continents are there?
And there's 7.
Yep. 5 of the 7 continents have had balloons flying over them. I don't think the United States has balloons. So how many other countries have balloons other than China? China's the big one. The rest of them don't really care what's going on. China wants us to believe they're nothing but weather satellites owned by the civilian weather agency, that they went astray, they got off course. Well, they're not on course if they're a weather balloon unless it's propulsion involved in it, right? If it doesn't have some kind of a propelling system like a motor,
It's not going to be off course.
it's not going to
You're
be
right.
off course. It's
You're
going
right.
to go with
It's just
whichever
gonna
way the wind
willy-nilly
blows.
fly. Yes, agreed.
Those who believe that nonsense are doomed for a rude awakening one day. Burying our heads in the sand only serves to expose our blind backside. The revelations of the potential for a foreign nation, one that we must acknowledge is the number one military threat to the United States, to have such easy access to a wide path 4,000 miles long from the coast of Alaska all the way to the coast of South Carolina, should serve as a dire warning about the possibility of a direct attack at some time in the future involving a lot more than some spy satellite or weather balloon. We must realize that China and other countries plan for the distant future. That's what they do. Not this generation, not even the next generation. They're planning for 100 years down the road because they've been in business a lot longer than this country has been in business as a country, right? They make plans for future centuries.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing right now. Dozens of years down the road. And that should wake up this nation that has become more complacent than at any time since the 6th day of December, 1941. We are just like an ostrich. We have our heads buried in the sand.
I agree with that, Rayford.
That's my thought.
Excellent.
910-333-0139. Uh-oh.
See, you've already stirred up.
Nope.
It's Howard.
Good morning, Howard. How are you? Howard?
Yeah, I'm here. Rayford.
There you go.
Anyway, I wanted to just call and let you know we have balloons that we've been monitoring the border and the flow of immigrants coming in, and they're taking them off because I forgot how much they had budgeted from Homeland Security, but they don't have enough to do it anymore,
Right.
so they're eliminating the balloons. So
We have the equivalent of balloons that we look for drug dealing, drug smuggling in the Caribbean. It's based in Key West. I know that for a fact. Coast Guard operates it. And yes, we have been monitoring using balloons along the southern border, looking for the same kinds of issues: drug smuggling, human smuggling, human trafficking, all of that sort of good stuff. But we're not spying. We're not using them as a spy balloon.
Right, that's true. Can you hear me clearer now? Because I pulled over like you guys said.
Yeah, I still got a little tone in your that you've got going on there. I'm not. Are you using a Bluetooth or anything like that?
No, I have the phone up to I have it on speaker.
Oh,
and,
that's the problem.
I turned the radio off totally.
Yeah.
But anyway, I've got some news about the daily news, but
let's hear it.
I'm way too emotional to talk about it right now.
Okay.
It's not good news, as you guys can figure out.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm going to wait till I settle down, and I'll give you guys a call back another day and let you know what's happening, okay?
That works.
All right, okay. Howard, I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
I know.
It's not unexpected.
No, I knew we were dinosaurs for several years.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Well, we'll fill you in, though,
All
okay?
right, thank you.
Thanks, Howard. Take care.
All right.
Take care.
Bye.
I could tell as soon as he called.
Oh, I
there
did
was
too.
something
I
in his
had
voice.
something else in mind, but I'm glad it wasn't that too.
Yes, that's the first thing I thought of too, Rayford.
Now, the daily news is, like it is, right? We all realize and we all miss it. I do.
Yes.
I just miss getting that grit on my fingers, the black stuff
I
on
do
my fingers
too.
every day.
I miss sitting
That's
down
the
with
first thing that I would do is grab the
Yes.
newspaper and sit down and I go through it.
Exactly.
Back in the days of TV, I subscribed at the station. The station subscribed to I think it was 8 newspapers from the Southeast. And we had those things up. Some of them were weeklies or bi-weeklies.
Right.
That we had them up on a rack, kept them up there for 7 days at a time. And then we would change them out when the new issues would come in. The Star News, of course, was changed out daily, but we kept a stack of them, backlog of 7 days in a stack. So any of the reporters could go in. I say, forcefully mandated the
Uh-huh.
reporters for reporters and producers to read the newspaper every day, and their I don't want to say their future, but their future pay increases depended upon my tests that I would give them randomly.
Whew. Were you a hard boss to work for?
We were number one.
Did
By
you
far number
did you
one.
contain people?
Nope.
The lawless
I
ones?
just had them. You want to get a raise this year?
Right.
Then when I give you a test, I keep that. Here's a copy. I printed it out and handed it to them randomly. And not what was on page 13A of today's newspaper. That's stupid. Tell me about basically it was a story. You tell me what's going on in such and such a location.
I see.
Because we got newspapers from
Now,
everywhere.
did you give them opportunity to research before they give you the answer?
Yeah, they're supposed to read the paper before they get to, sit
Oh,
down.
I
and go.
see. Okay, I get you.
Here you go. And it's usually the next day that I gave the test. Or maybe be 3 days later, but I would always pick a recent story, a recent situation.
I'm glad we don't get tests, Kelly.
Oh.
Actually, you guys are probably better informed than most of the reporters were in those days. Because I know you do research. You come up here with all sorts of obscure material.
Yeah. Yes.
As all of us do. But that is the way to get people back. Now, with the demise of the Daily News, it's already taken several steps backwards, as we know. But there is a newspaper that we're now getting ready to partner with. It's a bi-monthly newspaper run by a lady named Dorothy Royal.
Yes, I'm excited about
And
that.
we are going to, we kind of made the final arrangements yesterday. We're going to be exchanging some stuff from advertising stories to, we'll have our eyes and everything on with these folks. And it's covering mostly the southern part of Onslow County, but it's also going to be covering a chunk of Pender County, like the beaches.
I like that.
Up to Sneads Ferry, and perhaps with what's Howard's just hinting, might want a little bit further north.
Yeah, why?
Well,
the news.
Yeah, that's why we're talking too, so that we can write articles for them. I sent them one yesterday.
Oh,
and
wonderful.
commentaries.
Good.
Somebody just texted me something about you.
It's wrong.
Yes, I got the same thing.
When your daughter was young, you actually would test her on information?
Yeah. That's why she's like she is today, as bright as she is.
Well, she
and
is
well-rounded.
What kind of
and
stuff?
outspoken.
What kind of information would you test her on?
What channel am I going to watch tonight?
I know there had to be other things. I know because she said it was brutal.
It was not brutal, but I would give her,
That's her texting me.
I imagine growing up as your child would be very exciting in its own way.
It worked, didn't it?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
yes.
Let's
said,
take a break. You're live
she's
and
a
local
wonderful
real
person.
talk.
Finding out what he would ask her.
You're live and local. She can't remember. You're live and
She
local
knows.
real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM WSME.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry, the Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment 777-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
In a season of falling temperatures and rising energy bills, your local Bryant professional is always ready, standing by to protect your home's comfort and defend you from uncomfortable temperatures and the higher energy bills associated with them. Ready to do whatever it takes for your home, your family, and you to be comfortable without breaking the bank. Because when the temperature falls, that's when your local Bryant professional turns up the heat efficiently.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this winter. Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, serving our community for over 25 years. Also, Down East can help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today at 346-4311.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
All right, we're back. And now what kind of other garbage news did you get from about me?
I'm not telling you. I'm saving some of it.
All right, well, I guess I have to pull down your text messages in a little bit later on.
It's okay.
I'll talk about a new House bill that was passed in the North Carolina House just recently. It's preventing rioting and civil disorder. They are proposing to increase the penalties for anyone that is involved in rioting and causes any type of property damage. Because remember what happened in Raleigh a couple years ago?
Yeah, they tore it down. Yeah.
They tore it down.
Yeah.
And it did pass the House, and it went to the Senate, and the Senate's already passed the first reading, and it's going to the Rules Committee now in the Senate.
How about for anybody that comes onto my property and damages? How about some penalty, a civil penalty for anybody who comes into my yard and steals something from me?
Oh, wow,
and
I'd
even
like to
though I
see
get
that.
it back, how about the time that I was deprived of it for 2.5 years?
Right.
Why can't I collect damages for that? The Senate and the House, they want something to take care of their own selves.
Yeah, well, I see
Sorry.
your
How about
point.
me?
Well, a lot of small businesses. I know a woman that had a hardware store in Raleigh. She's now in Emerald. She just couldn't survive.
Yeah, I know.
She could not survive because, you were having to put up plywood, close your businesses for days and weeks at a time.
Bull.
And now she's in Emerald, opened it up there.
Yeah. Well, no. How about me? How about the rest of us in this country, in this state?
Right.
How about doing something for us?
I agree. Well, this is an act to increase the penalties for rioting or inciting rioting that causes damage to property, serious
That's
bodily injury, death, or assaulting emergency personnel.
Well, if it's assaulting people, that's one
Yeah,
thing. If
during
it's
the
death,
riot.
if there's a death, that's called murder because you're committing a criminal act.
Right.
So
right.
you'll be charged with murder.
But I understand
supposedly.
exactly what you're saying. Like you were a victim of a crime not long ago where somebody stole an item of yours.
Yeah, they did.
And
it took 2.5 years to get it back.
It took 2.5 years to get it back.
And I didn't get all of it.
And what did they get for it? A slap on the hand or?
Don't do it again. And we're going to reduce these charges. I mean,
Right.
even though you're a minor and you stole a gun and you did this and you did that, it's reduced to a misdemeanor because you're going to plead guilty.
Well, wasn't the same person involved in something else not long ago?
I don't know about him, but his brother died
In the incident
last
at
September
Northside.
1st. An autopsy has not
Right.
been released, but it has been released.
Yeah.
It was available, but nobody went after it. It showed he was stabbed.
According to this WITN story, they got a copy of it.
Yeah, they went to get it.
The
they did a good
WITN went
job.
to get it. Yeah. It came out yesterday. I'm reading it right now.
Yeah, I saw it this morning.
Yeah.
It's great for government to want to protect itself. It's great for government to be able to put up a fence like they did at my expense around the Capitol so that the president could go in and give a State of the Union confusion address. I'm sorry. How about when I go out here to mow my lawn? What about when I park my truck out here, my Jeep now? What about when I park it in my yard and somebody comes through here and decides they want to get in it and steal
That's right.
stuff?
That's right.
What are you doing for me?
I told you I called somebody shaking my car door like wee hours of the morning, and he passed through my yard and went to the neighbor. So I called my neighbor across the street, and he came out all locked and loaded. But the guy further down the street by the time he came out,
Yeah.
but
Well,
it's still going on there. All these neighborhoods.
even after that particular one night, the idiot came back.
That's dumb.
And of course, by that time, I'd installed outside motion detectors all over everywhere,
Right.
as you guys can hear when you pull in. And I slipped out the other door, caught him driving away on his bicycle.
Oh my gosh.
Then he went down the road, came back, came down Country Club, came down Piney Green Road. I sat right there with a spotlight on him. And yes, he was in my sights.
I think we've all been victims in one way or another, like stuff stolen out of
Yeah.
your yard.
Yeah.
You know, just coming into your yard in the wee hours of the morning, you have no business being there.
Well, this can be a bad
Yes.
situation in your case if you do it. All right, we'll come back. Poor Hunter.
Oh, gosh.
Poor daddy. You're live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM WSME. We'll be right back.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. 17,000 deaths are now confirmed in Monday's earthquake in Turkey and Syria. Search and rescue teams aren't giving up on finding more people alive.
They have bulldozers, concrete cutters, and search dogs. But for rescue workers in the rubble, one crucial tool is silence. Calling out, then with specialist equipment, listening carefully for a response as cries for help get fainter.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un celebrates his military's 75th anniversary at a parade in Pyongyang.
That showed off intercontinental ballistic missiles designed to reach the United States. Kim brought his young daughter to the festivities, a move analysts say is kind of a reminder of his intent to use his nuclear arsenal to extend the family dynasty.
Fox's Trace Gallagher. President Biden in Tampa, Florida today gives a speech about Social Security, Medicare, and healthcare costs. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1
WSME.
It's live and local. Real Talk.
All right, we're back. Live and local Real Talk. And we welcome all of you. If you've got something you want to comment on, feel free to do so. I'm primed today. I think I had some vinegar in my cornflakes.
I think you did something. I'm just trying to figure out what's happening right now.
Hunter, look at the mess you created for the Democrat Party. And we thank you for that. The effort of the DNC to protect the party and your daddy for political reasons and political reasons only might send some folks to the big house. Former Twitter executives who met with the House Oversight Committee on Wednesday were given a stern warning from one representative who said arrests were coming their way. The purpose of the hearing was to address how Twitter blocked the sharing of a report on Hunter Biden's laptop by the New York Post prior to the 2020 election. How about that? Former Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey said in May 2021 that blocking the Hunter Biden story was a total mistake. No kidding. You think so? It makes online social media look as biased as most of us have always known. If and when the whole story comes out, more if than when, there will likely be stuff that will blow our minds. Even the realists among us won't expect this. I can hardly wait. I'm going to have a field day. You wait till that day when I get in here. Representative Clay Higgins has warned former Twitter executives this is just the investigation part, and that later comes the arrest part. Your attorneys are familiar with that, he said. I'd like to spend 5 hours with these ladies and gentlemen doing depositions, surely yet to come. And we have a caller. I don't know who it is. Good morning. Who's this?
It's Steve.
Hey guys, it's Steve.
Hey, Steve, how are you?
I saw the number.
I didn't look at the caller
I
ID.
saw it. Yeah.
I wanted to call because Kelly seemed disappointed it wasn't me earlier.
Well, I was like,
Yeah.
I just figured it was. I was like, oh, it's Steve. And I looked, oh, it's Howard. Yeah.
I get you. Yeah, that
okay.
might have been a spot I would have called in.
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
But,
I kind of thought it was you. Yeah.
I know it.
Yeah.
I got you.
What's for
how y'all doing
breakfast?
this morning?
I'm looking for breakfast. What you got?
I hear you.
He drinks coffee for breakfast.
So do I, Steve.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I done finished my coffee. Right. But I was just calling in, listening to everything y'all were saying this morning, and could be true. It could all be true.
Yep.
It could also all be untrue.
Yep.
Yeah,
Which part are you talking about being untrue or true?
The balloon.
The balloon.
And
Yep.
And I respect your opinion on it. I don't necessarily disagree with you, but I think in my head, there's more than one scenario.
Yeah. Well, the scenario with this particular balloon, we will find out definitively shortly. No doubt about that.
That's kind of where I'm at. Is that I'm still on the fence, waiting for a little bit more information before I'll kind of lean one way or the other. I can't say that you're accurate or inaccurate at this point, but Until looking at more options.
And these ladies understand, but one day, I really can't sit down and talk to you about it, but one day you'll find out that I generally know a little bit more than what I even can say about anything.
And I respect that, and I believe that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't doubt you on that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I try and tread cautiously on my stance with you, because you might have some information that would change my mind.
Yeah, and with any luck at all, this information will come out, will be revealed. I do know that a serious chunk of the debris that they've recovered is in the Quantico FBI labs right now, and they're trying to revive it, and they probably will be successful. Chips don't go bad just because they get wet.
Right. And I think Chuck Schumer said that the intelligence community was really excited to get this balloon. So
yes, they are.
It leaning towards what you're saying. Even the Democrats are saying that, the leader of the Democrats is saying that as well, that they were very excited to get this.
Well, I think the Democrats, and whether they're Democrats, Republicans, or whatever, I think our leaders, for the most part, all agree that this was probably one of the most horrific acts in their lifetime. Other than, of course, 9/11, which people died in that one. Is there the potential for something like that in the future? Absolutely. We had warnings about 9/11. We got stupid and didn't heed them. We could have stopped all of this if these two FBI agents who had the intel, who had the source, had been listened to by their bosses at the FBI. You know that?
Yeah. I think these are slightly different situations. I don't think China has the ideology to destroy America the way
economically
9/11 terrorists did. They may economically hurt us, but I'm also skeptical of that because China has so much invested in us.
I'm talking about
slaves.
I'm talking about us exist today. You and me. Yeah. We will become more slaves. We will have to work for China if they have their way.
Yeah, and we do to a certain extent already.
Yeah.
They own a large portion of our debt. So, like I say, I kind of think that China would want to keep the status quo a little bit because they have so much invested in us. And I could be wrong about that, but money usually is a big
it's a big factor.
Dictator in this world.
So let me ask you this: who depends upon the other country more? Do we depend upon China more than China depends upon us, or the other way around?
Well, it depends, I think, on which way you look at it. We depend on a lot of products from China, but China depends on us to buy those products.
If we could not get any products from China, could we exist?
I tell you what, I believe Walmart could be a kiosk at the mall if you took everything out of it that said made in China.
Right now, but I mean, could we regroup and exist without China?
I believe we could. I believe they would be a bit of a struggle there, that we really allowed them to become a bigger part of our.
Do you think China could exist as it exists today, economically speaking, without us using their product?
That one I would have to look into. I'm not, because like I say, we're a huge consumer of their products.
We are.
So yeah, I like I say, I think that we kind of mutually need each other at this moment. Yeah.
I believe that the president, God knows, I'm going to say this too. I believe that the president was right when he said China needs us more than we need China.
True.
It's possible. Like I say, if I had that level of information, it's hard for me to say. I'm not that informed, but I would give him that.
We can produce the same products that China is producing for us, not at the same price, but China's prices keep going up too, and transportation costs and everything else going up so much. It's like, wow, I think we can do that for that amount of money. Yesterday we could not, but today we probably can. If we regrouped and put our stuff back in order, pulled all of our resources out of China and other countries, similar countries, and started doing it ourselves, American made in the U.S. of A, and sell it here, and cut China off completely, I don't think China would have enough money to even build a balloon.
Yeah, I get you there.
It would have to be a concerted effort, but I think it could be done. We could be self-sufficient.
I'll tell you, I'm a little nostalgic, but I miss when I was younger. I ain't gonna say when I was a kid, but when I was younger, they had the big Made in America.
Yes,
They did.
it was.
Yeah, that was a big
initiative.
thing.
And even at the box stores, that was a big thing. You know, they had
Walmart
everything Made in America signs
I
all
think
over.
we
the
need
top
to
of
get
it.
back
And,
to it.
My mom was all about that. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
And I still feel that way, but you're hard pressed to find something that's actually made in America anymore.
Absolutely
You know,
correct.
I was
the
made
one
in
thing
America,
won't
and I think
find
I was the last thing.
everywhere is American flags that are made in China.
Oh my God!
Oh yeah.
Everybody, and I look at them because they're cheap and they're nice, but I look at them, if it says that, I'm like, man, why do we even allow this to be sold in this country?
Nope.
You know,
The colors will run.
it won't fly at my house.
That won't fly at my house either.
Amen.
I'll buy stuff made in China, but that's one thing I just don't even understand why we even allow imports of American flags. Why that? At least that ain't made in America.
When we had some I don't know whether this past Olympics or another one where the uniforms were made in China. U.S. uniforms and the flags that were on them were made in China. I'm like, what? Huh? How did we ever get to that point?
Well, I told you.
That woke me up.
Even on military bases, up until like the early '90s, they had a stipulation in all their contracts that you had to buy a certain amount of the material for construction projects had to be made in America.
Yep.
I bet they don't have that
around the early '90s, they started running into problems where they just could not find the products made in America anymore. One in particular was the lights, the bulbs for parking lot lights. I was working on one project and we had to get them from Italy. They did not make them in America anymore. And
well, see, back in 1985, when they decided that the military decided to switch from the 45 automatic to the 9mm, there was a big stink before your time, obviously. There was a big stink about going to the Beretta because that was an Italian-made gun.
Wow.
Of course, it's made in America now.
Right.
It's still an Italian company.
Yeah.
Like Toyota made down there in South Carolina.
And in Tennessee.
And in Tennessee. And everywhere. So
I was going to say, before I jump out of here, I wanted to just comment on the other one, the last topic about Hunter Biden.
Yeah.
And, man, I hope with all this money they're going to spend investigating them, they do turn up something. I'll be honest with you. I just, I'm a little skeptical that they keep saying that there's this amazing evidence, but we can't see it yet.
I want to see it. Now, let me ask you this.
Until I see it, it ain't that I don't think he could have done something wrong. It's that I don't really trust them saying they got something that they don't want to show.
Well, the only thing I've talked about this morning is about the House Oversight Committee. I think it is. Anyway, they're looking at they're looking at Twitter and that group of people because of their blocking, their efforts to block a story. That's what they're after right now. That's the only thing I've talked about so far.
But the first thing pops in my head, not necessarily trying to defend them, but to me, what we're really talking about is a private company who has every right to be biased or to filter out what goes on their platform. Did this. So I don't really understand how they can say, that there's something illegal happened here.
Yep.
Maybe I'm just misinformed or underinformed over that. But, it's not a news organization, so it doesn't fall under those guidelines.
No, it doesn't.
So
it's not.
I mean, even though I get what you're saying, and I get that that was kind of biased and maybe influential, I don't see where there was an actual crime committed.
Well, the only thing that that you can look at there, whether it's a crime or not, is whether, I'm glad you brought that up, is whether this had any influence, being it was so close to the election process, so close to the 2020 election, when the Twitter banned all reports, a New York report primarily, from Twitter accounts. That is the problem. That's where the House can have some say-so in it.
I get that it's a problem. I still don't get that it's a crime. I get that maybe we don't want that, and maybe we should do something about that, being able to, them being able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I just haven't heard anybody say that they actually couldn't do that.
Well, there are, under election laws, there are certain things that, like in TV and everything else, that, and yes, TV and radio or news or actual news organizations. But this show is not. But we still have to be able to show that we are not biased to the point that we're trying to influence folks out there by stopping people like you from talking to us. If we stopped you from talking to us about the other side, then yes, we may be held to some form of scrutiny as well. If otherwise, we have to register to be a political PAC of some sort or another.
Okay, I get what you're saying. That if they acted in a political way, that they should have registered as some kind of action committee.
Correct.
Right.
That's the only thing that they've got possibility of. Not to raise funds or anything, but to influence people in one way or the other. Then, I mean, at the end of every political advertisement, paid for and approved by the candidate or whatever, right?
Right.
Or paid for and approved by Steve because he likes this dude.
Right.
Those kinds of things have to be told.
Right.
So
I just don't know how you would do that on excluding something. I mean, if they put out an ad, you would do that. But if you're purging something,
well, the same thing is if you look at it that way, if you look at it that way, purging something is basically putting out an ad for the other party.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't totally disagree with you on that.
I like the way that's been done. No, I don't. I've had problems with the feds being involved in anything that the broadcast companies or other media outlets do, except maintaining some decency. And I'm not talking about on the air, but I'm talking about like technical equipment. Transmitters can't be out there broadcasting very broadly and splatter and do all that sort of good stuff to cause interference with other products. So that is where I think the FCC should be involved, and a limited amount elsewhere. But that's not the way it is. And the problem with the FCC is that they have somebody at the top appointed by whatever president of the time it is, president du jour.
I think that anybody who disseminates anything that even remotely is packaged as news should be held to some ethical standard of honesty. I don't think anybody who passes themselves off as any kind of news reporter or organization, even remotely, should be able to get up there and blatantly lie to people.
Well, kudos to so many of the media outlets, including NBC. Look what happened to Brian Williams when he lied. They caught him in it. So his credibility is was shot, and he's done. He's toast. He will never have that kind of influence again. And there have been quite a few others. At CNN, same thing has happened. At Fox News, the same thing has happened. I don't know about CBS so much or ABC. They've been fairly clean. But they self-police. The organizations themselves take a look at things like that, and they will go through and they will hack somebody out a heartbeat. That's good. I like that. I've had to do it.
I mean, I was going to say, to no surprise, I'm sure you would, that I don't really like Fox anymore. It used to be one of my favorite morning programs, but I don't like that they try and separate their nighttime host from their actual Fox News. I think there's a lot of people out there that are not really keen enough to understand that there's a difference between the two.
Right.
And so I don't really, that's one of the things I don't really, the news organizations that I'm kind of against now.
I'm understanding what you're saying, because Fox News I had it on every day in the house, but recently I've gotten to where I just don't enjoy it anymore. They seem to have taken a twist and everything. And there's news stories that they will not even mention because you can tell they don't agree with it.
Well, I lost interest in this guy what's his name? Hannity?
Oh, Hannity.
The minute that I found out he was sleeping in the White House. I'm sorry.
He was sleeping.
Well, whatever. He was in bed with the White House.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, he was Fox News at one time was all pro, and they pushed the agenda that the election was rigged and stolen.
And Hannity was at the top of doing
Yes.
that. He had way too much influence
But
at Fox News.
Since time has passed and a lot of stuff has been proven and shown that a lot of the allegations were not true, Fox kind of took a different turn.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't watch their nighttime stuff at all, Steve, to be
No,
honest with you. It's,
I used to,
it's
but I
supposed to be
don't.
entertainment, but it's not even entertaining. It's entertainment under the guise of news.
Right.
And that's where I draw a line.
It was it's tabloid TV. It's
That's
just like
what
the
it's
National
become.
Enquirer.
I think so.
Yeah, pretty close.
I was gonna say, but just like the National Enquirer, there's a lot of people who actually believe that stuff, y'all.
Yeah,
Even
all
though
those
we know it's
spaceships landing
ridiculous.
in my backyard, and they picked me up and they took me up there and they had their way with me, and I'm back now.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like that somehow we need to protect these people who are, lack of a better word, gullible for this stuff.
Yeah, well,
they're a large portion of our country that's like that. And we don't need to let people disseminate this stuff to them.
The Enquirer was an entertainment newspaper that wasn't really a newspaper. It was an entertainment tabloid that some people took to be a newspaper, but it was not. It never was.
Well, and of course we know that, but there's a lot of people who believe that stuff, and y'all know that. Y'all probably know like me.
I cannot. I don't think we can regulate that. I don't think we can control what people have access to.
We can't, but we put that particular paper in a category that everybody kind of knew what it was.
Yeah, we did.
And unfortunately, on TV, we don't really have that same distinction.
Yeah. All right, Steve, we're running a little
Anyway,
late.
I was going to say, I know y'all got to
Oh,
pay
yeah.
bills.
We
man.
gotta
Thank you
do
so
it.
much for your time.
Yep. Appreciate it,
Y'all
sir.
have a blessed
Thanks,
day.
You
Steve.
too. You're live and local. Real Talk. Don't go away. We will be right back.
Jacksonville's famous Mai Tai restaurant is open for in-house dining for your enjoyment, and now features a seafood dinner buffet beginning at 4 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday, and from 11 till 9 on Sundays. All you can eat seafood for just $14.95. Located at 109 Henderson Drive. Mai Tai is open Tuesday through Sunday from 11 till 9. Featuring a lunch and seafood dinner buffet, appetizers, entrees with all your favorite beef, chicken, and seafood combinations. Their hibachi with onions, zucchini, and your choice of fried or steamed rice. Lunch buffet is just $12.95 and dinner $14.95 for all you can eat seafood buffet. For takeout, call 910-346-5382 or 910-346-6675 and online at mythainc.com. Delivery available through your favorite app. All you can eat dinner seafood buffet 4 to 9 Tuesday through Saturday and Sundays 11 till 9. My Thai restaurant for over 35 years. Don't break a heart or your bank account this Valentine's Day. Be sure to make it a Barnes Diamond Gallery gift for the love of your life. You see, you always get a sweetheart of a deal at Barnes Diamond Gallery. Family owned and operated since 1982. You are guaranteed to find the perfect diamond, emerald, ruby, or sapphire. Barnes Diamond Gallery also has a great selection of earrings, watches, bracelets, necklaces, rings, and pendants that will make that special person happy this Valentine's Day. Barnes Diamond Gallery custom designs jewelry and pays top prices for gold, sterling silver jewelry, sterling flatwood, and diamonds. A special person feel extra special with a gift from Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, right here in Jacksonville. Family owned and operated since 1982.
After a long day, who wants to spend time in the kitchen? Let the Burrow Restaurant simplify your life and do the cooking for you. Family dinners that will please even the pickiest palate. Place your to-go order at the Burrow's Facebook page. Tell us if there's a special pickup time or any other instructions, and we'll take care of the rest. And craft cocktails to go. Restrictions apply. Ask for details. Simplify your life with help from the Burrow Restaurant, 109 Front Street in historic downtown Swansboro.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team, serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Well, the doors are getting ready to open momentarily at Timeline Marine for the action today. Come on down. I'd just say hey today if you're out and about, because I'll be down there about 10 o'clock. And I'm like, I'm going to be goofing off as much as I can today because the weather's pretty. I'm just kidding. Tideline's got a lot of special deals going on, boats. And by the way, they've got a number of trailers, brand new trailers. A lot of folks come into this time of year to do repairs on their trailers. Plus, Tideline keeps a bunch of U-bolts and springs and all the shackles and all that kind of stuff to help you out. Some people come in and they may spend $500, $600, $700 on parts for their trailer. At some point in time, it's rusted away to the point that you probably need to replace it, because boat trailers
Sure.
are expendable because guess where they are? They're around salt water a lot.
That's right.
So sometimes you may want to take a look at it. Well, this thing is 25 years old. It's not worth but about $1.50 on the market. And I'm going to put $600 in it. I don't think so. So give us some thought. Tideline Marine's got trailers on the lot for boats from about 12 feet to around 22 feet or something like that. They got them in stock. It's been tough getting trailers. All right. So drive on down there, check them out if you think you might be in the mood for a new trailer. Tideline Marine's at 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Doors open in 2.5 minutes. Southeasterly winds offshore today, 5 to 10 knots, becoming southwesterly 10 to 15 in the afternoon. Seas 3 to 5, 2 to 3 near shore. Dominant period 10 seconds. Sounds and rivers a light chop, increasing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. Southwesterly winds tomorrow 10 to 15. Seas 3 to 5. Dominant period 6 seconds. A little bit rougher. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. Saturday. Northeasterly winds 20 to 25 knots, increasing to 25 to 30 by the afternoon. Seas 5 to 8 feet on Saturday. 4 to 5 near shore. Sounds and rivers rough, becoming very rough in the afternoon.
Ooh. Today, partly sunny, high of 74. The gusts start today. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 59. Tomorrow, it's going to rain, high of 74, and going to be gusty a little bit, not much. Going to rain tomorrow night. I'm just saying, and it's going to be 49. And then on Saturday, it's going to rain all day. A lot of rain, gusts as high as 21 miles an hour.
Saturday night,
1 to 2 inches of rain.
And
41 as a low. Sunday, showers mainly before 1. Otherwise, mostly cloudy and high of 57.
Not too awfully bad. We need the rain because my garden's going to need it. All right.
Yes.
Oh, Timmy, how are you? Hee haw, hee haw.
We don't need no rain right now. I mean, Sunday would be fine. I can handle that, but no, we don't need to be working in the rain.
No, it's hard.
I mean, we got Lake Leebuck down here and Winnebago.
You're
great
in Winnebago.
Great big body of water right here in the middle of this road that I have to go through 4 times a day, and it's fun. I mean, it's all the way up to the axles and on this big truck. So yeah, we don't need no more rain.
That's called the Intercoastal Waterway. Get on dry land. For God's sakes.
I say that. I say that. Yeah, you could call it that, but it's more like a lake. No, I wanted to call in. I haven't been able to listen as much as I want to because I'm doing things and stuff like that. But it has a guy named Gary Peters called in.
Not using that name.
Okay. Not using that name. Okay. So a guy did not call in talking about, and it's actually more toward Kelly, but about alpacas.
Okay.
No, we haven't heard from him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you will. You will. I don't want to get in any more of that because I won't spoil Kelly's surprise.
He's bringing you a real alpaca.
Oh, I hope so.
Maybe a herd.
No.
Hope so.
Yeah, you're gonna need a herd, but I did meet a guy, and we were talking about it, and I got him. I hope he's listening because I got him tuned in, and I got his number, and I told him I begged him to call in, and I'm hoping it was Kelly, but I just it's like I said, it's more for Kelly's benefit, but she's going to be living about. Robin's going to be mad. So it's going to be a fun time around
We
the
don't
old
care
house,
about Robin.
Yeah, I don't care. Robin can be mad all he
that was
wants.
all.
Can I need to ask you a question about those alpaca things.
Alpacas are all
What do they taste like?
You better stop, Rachel.
Oh,
right here and
No,
now.
you
You
did not.
better stop.
I'm just doing this for Robin's benefit. Got to help the boy out, you know.
Robin will get his butt beat. He even attempts to mention something like that. So
I'm trying to get things lined up. If I can I even begged him to come on the air and come in.
he could bring one in.
Come on in with it.
To show and tell.
We got
Yes.
a fenced-in backyard. You know that?
Oh, I would love that.
Oh, and
Okay,
Shockwave would have
I'll call
a
him this-
field day.
I'll call him this weekend and see if I can't get him to call in.
Heck
'Cause
yeah.
Kelly, honey, you just gonna be one. You don't hug, but you'll hug me after this.
I certainly will.
guarantee you
So
will.
awesome.
But I will get off the air. Love y'all. Y'all be
Yeah,
good.
see you
and
later.
I'll
Miss
talk to
you.
Yeah, I know. Hadn't seen you in a while.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm trying to find you the picture of the alpaca I took when I was in New York at the Animal
love an
Adventure
alpaca.
Park. I called him Bucky because he's like got buck teeth.
Yum.
Rayford, I'm telling you what.
Wonder what the president's up to on a personal level. He took out a $250,000 line of credit on his Delaware beach house back in December.
Because he's going to run again.
Why does he need $250,000? He can get all the money he needs from the DNC.
Maybe not.
The White House was asked.
I mean, that might be why he's not sure they're going to fund him.
The White House was asked, and they referred questions to anybody but themselves. They said, go find somebody else to talk about it.
Yeah.
With his money that he's earned over the decades by feeding at the public trough, I would have thought that $250,000 would not be something he needed unless he thought he might need some quick cash, perhaps something dealing with Hunter's scandals. There again, unless Hunter has just wasted all the cash or smoked it away he got from the Ukraine gas company for doing absolutely nothing but occasionally keeping a chair warm around the boardroom table. Not to mention the cash he's getting now from unknown parties for artwork he's been peddling for what some observers think are inflated prices. For me, in this one, I would be suspicious who has control over the president's son and what has been promised that person or persons, and whether they're American, Chinese, Ukrainian, or maybe Swahili. I'm just thinking out loud.
Right. Okay.
Wonder
Think on.
what is actually going on. There are words out there. Some of you have read some of it. I've heard some of it from up the road that there may be an indictment pending. And if there's an indictment, that means there's going to be a bond set, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you think that's for his bond?
I don't know whether it's for his bond or for his lawyers.
Hmm.
Bond, you can just, I'm sure the president doesn't owe anything on his houses, 3 of them. So he could put those up.
I didn't know he had 3 houses.
I think he's got at least 3.
Oh.
Why on his beach house, $250,000
My first thought.
line of credit?
My first thought was he's getting Hunter out of some kind of jam.
So am I.
Something
That's what
new.
I'm thinking. Something is there. Something is ticking. I'm just smelling something in his. as they used to say, there's something rotten in Delaware.
Delaware, right? Yeah, my first thought was Hunter's in some kind of trouble and he's having to bail him out. That's the
And-
250,000.
Yeah, and with Hunter's connections, some of you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
With Hunter's connections, with Hunter's wandering eye, somebody's holding something over somebody's head.
Well, you know that one of his lady friends who had Hunter's child
Mhm.
was going to court to have the child's last name legally changed to Biden, and Hunter's throwing a fit over
Oh,
that.
I'm sure he is.
He is throwing a fit
I would
over that.
imagine Daddy Biden is throwing a fit over it too.
Well, he is the baby daddy.
He and Hunter and Daddy is the baby's granddaddy.
That's right.
So I just wonder how baby
kinda-
the granddaddy is helping out with said grandchild.
How do you think that child's going to feel as they get older and able to understand?
God, that was a lot of money. I love it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, I could have grown up poor, but now I got money.
Yeah, I got money now.
I mean, I don't know how people would react under those conditions, a kid.
I mean, that
as
poor
they get older.
child. Daddy wouldn't even
Counselor,
let me
Madam
have-
Counselor, what you deal with a lot of children. Imagine this grandchild comes to see you
Mhm.
when he's 10, 12 years old,
Okay.
saying, well, here's my situation. My real granddaddy, he was president of the United States, but he didn't visit me. My daddy, he didn't even want to give me his name.
Denied me. Yes.
How would you deal with that one?
Well, we would have to. It would depend on what his goals were. What was he wanting to work through?
Well, I don't know.
The child,
What kind of
right.
psychological issues would such a child possibly have?
Abandonment issues.
Uh-huh.
Self-esteem issues.
I'm unwanted,
It would
unloved.
depend. Yeah, that falls under self-esteem.
Uh-huh. I'm
That's sad.
unwanted and unloved.
Yeah.
Nobody likes me.
I imagine that would be hard for a child growing up, knowing
I
that
ask
his
good
daddy
questions,
wouldn't
don't I?
even recognize him.
Anger issues.
Yes.
Could
Lifetime
occur.
movie. I see that coming.
Yeah.
I sometimes I think about those things. Whatever's. Well, let's go ahead and take a break. You're live in local real talk. You got something to say? Anybody in that situation, been in that situation that without giving your real name if you don't want to, or giving any name if you don't want to, give us a call. Let us know. What are your thoughts? Have you been in such a situation? 910-333-0139, 910-333-0139. If you don't like that number, let me give you this one. No, I won't. Kelly will get mad at me one more time. We'll be right back.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full gas and oil serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday till closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only copper protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand, forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. It's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2022 in the flooring, covering, and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering. They're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering. Family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering. You stand on it, we stand behind it.
If you own rental property but don't have time or expertise to manage it, entrust Fountain Management with managing your rental properties. There will be no disappointments. Fountain Management is very receptive to answering any questions along the way. If you're looking for an honest, professional, friendly management company, call Fountain Management today, 910-455-1609, or visit Fountain Management at 255 Williamsburg Parkway, Jacksonville.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes. They do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, owned, and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to paint and maintain, power wash, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of surrounding counties.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
All right, this one's from the mom department, the My Oh My department.
Okay.
Georgia elementary school principal and gym teacher were fired after an investigation found that the pair had sex on school grounds. They found those allegations to be true.
They've been having an affair for years.
Banks County Superintendent Dr. Ann Hopkins employed the use of a third-party investigation after becoming aware of sexual misconduct between Banks County Elementary School Principal Dr. Dana Simmons and physical education teacher Dylan Charles. It gets worse.
Yeah, I read it yesterday.
Charles' wife, who worked at the school as a third grade teacher before resigning, claimed Simmons manipulated her into allowing Simmons to have sex with her husband in exchange for more career opportunities. What kind of wife is this? It gets worse. Charles' wife, there's a whole lot more. She also stated that she would watch and record sexual encounters between Simmons and Charles. The wife agreed to that. One of the witnesses, a former paraprofessional for Banks County Elementary School, said she was propositioned by Dr. Simmons to join a group of swingers. What kind of school is this?
No doubt.
Yeah. The clerk ignored the request and avoided Simmons after that request. She eventually quit working for the school because she believed the principal was unprofessional. Really? You think?
Yeah.
The paraprofessional who served as an attendance clerk in the front office confirmed to investigators that she had seen a text message from Charles' wife asking Simmons if she wanted to have sex with her husband. So, the more I read this, the wife of the school official, the teacher, originated this. She started it. She reaches out to the principal and says, "Hey, you want to get it on with my old man?
Whoa.
I'll film it."
And on what level do any of them think this was going to end up working out for any of them? Because this is the case.
How
this
long
has
had
been
it
going
been?
on a couple of years, they say.
So it worked out for them for 2 years.
Till somebody got mad or whatever happened, because it came out like it got leaked. So, I mean, and now everybody's lost their jobs. I mean, what a
Well, you reminded me of a private investigation that I was involved in doing on a high school principal here in Onslow County.
Oh, really?
It was many, many, many years
Do tell.
ago. No,
Is he there now? Or is it a
I
she?
do believe he's passed on.
Okay,
But
so it's
yeah,
a he.
yeah, it was a he, and he was
What's the initials?
having an affair. His first name started with a B. That's all I'm going to give you. But he was having an
Brad?
affair. No.
There's a lot of B words.
And
Bob.
his wife hired us.
Bill.
And yeah. Oh, we did one on a local minister here once.
Oh,
Yes.
good gracious.
A pastor. Hey, we were in the Virginia hotel in the room next to the room he was in with his mistress. Yeah.
I tell you,
I could tell you some good stories.
I had to do, this in between things. Private security company,
Mhm.
private detectives. They hired me to do photo work, right?
Right.
And one of the cases, I did not like doing domestics. That's for other people to have fun
Terrible,
with.
terrible,
But
terrible.
anyway, they had me because they needed a leapfrog and they needed a video.
Right.
And a trained sheriff's office detective, an investigator in another county, picked up a female who worked at the sheriff's office. The wife had been suspicious, and he had to supposedly go out of town for the weekend. This detective, private detective, hired me to go video it with him. So we did a leapfrog. The other guy's driving a red car,
Well, that's
not the cop.
Oh, okay.
But the
pursuit
private
of-
eye was driving a red car
That's not
and was constantly 17 to Myrtle Beach is a long trip, right?
Yes, it
About
is.
70 miles.
It's kind of hard. to
And we were
hide.
going back and forth, and the guy would pass, and then it was just the typical leapfrog routine.
Right.
Never called us, never saw it.
Wow.
Shooting video.
Wow.
Got to the motel, got him going into the room. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. What you think you're going to get away with.
Theo.
Hey, obstructionists.
What's going on, deplorables?
How are
Took him
you?
a couple days to
I
calm
thought,
down. before
I
he
thought I
called.
could turn you into a Democrat, but you better stay deplorables because the way you talk, you're better off being Republican.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not a Republican.
So, yeah, right.
Yeah.
The State of the Union, Lee, did you find out anything about the president?
Not much.
State of the Union
Really?
confusion.
Not much, huh?
Nope. I mean,
No.
he had a few good things to say, but the rest of it, I was really wanting him to make direct statements on what he is doing to bring our economy back to where we can afford to eat, our gas prices back down.
But he was just in denial. That's the
in
part that I
denial.
got about it.
He
He's
says
in denial, huh?
Yeah, he was in denial.
he said he that's the way it was when he took over. No, it's not. Somebody needs to school him.
The 11 million jobs and the unemployment 3.4, does that mean anything to you?
What it means to me is at
Yeah.
the time that Biden took over, you remember we were in the COVID pandemic and people were not working. People were working from home. People were getting paid COVID relief checks. People stopped working. They're just now getting back to work.
And why are they going back to work now? Hold on, Theo.
That's
Let
right.
me ask you why they're going back to work now. Because
Why
those
are they
checks
going
those
back?
checks have been cut off.
That's right.
They've got to go to work.
True.
You are something else, you know that?
But that part's true.
That's
you,
true.
You are something else.
That's not
How
speculation.
much did they get that you think they're going to live their whole life on what they got on the stimulus package? Huh?
A lot of
They-
people
They're
were
gonna
collecting
take it and run
Unemployment.
with it.
unemployment. A
Yeah.
lot of people were collecting unemployment.
right.
They were
Yeah.
collecting that money the whole time.
Listen,
Yeah.
listen. I'm
Food
just gonna
stamps
give you
were
a little
increased.
scenario on the beginning, and there's a lot more. I just don't have time to tell you deplorables what's going on. When President Biden came in, there was a pandemic, right?
No, not exactly. The pandemic started right after he took
There
office.
was 3,000 people dying a day,
Uh-huh.
okay? And we got over 1 million people that died. Then you give us the insurrection, okay? And until today, all of you believe that the vote was stolen.
I don't.
Okay?
I didn't say that. I don't.
I
believe
never
that.
said that.
Yeah, okay. Well, look around you. This is the guy you wanted. This is the guy that's going to run right now, okay? And he still believes in that, and you people are going to go and vote for him. Okay?
Once again,
Once again, you don't know how we're voting.
And once again, I'm not going to vote for him.
Don't
I'm not
worry.
going to vote for him. I may end up just not
rocket
voting.
science.
So I would not vote for him, Theo.
Okay?
No, I would not.
Frankly, I wouldn't either.
So there are three of us
All
in here that would
That's
not
right.
vote
You
for him.
have the abortion going on, so that throws the country way out of whack. Okay, then you have Ukraine.
going, all kinds of stuff. Then you have all kinds of disasters all over the country he's going to go and do. Then you have the black problem with young kids dying. So there's so much in there, okay, that this man had to go through in the last 2 years that you give him no credit for, and you talk about the inflation. Okay, let's talk about the inflation. You know, the whole world, when we had COVID, went down on everything. Everything. Okay?
Okay, you talking about production?
So what's the problem with the inflation? What are the Republicans going to do? The inflation about fish. They're fishing about Biden again, Hunter Biden. Are you kidding me? Huh? I didn't know fishing season was open yet. What do you think, Rayford?
Fishing season's open year round.
You think they're going to get anything?
Fishing season is open year round, Theo.
Huh?
Yeah, I think they got something.
decide-
Theo, they got something. So just hang in there for that one. Don't walk out on a short limb on this one, Theo. Just wait
Okay.
till you.
Good luck with that. They let them spend a whole mess of money just like they spent on Benghazi. Did you find out anything about Benghazi, Lee?
Yeah, 13 people died.
13 people died?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're not talking about the 13 people. Unfortunately, it was a big raid. They stormed that whole area there. It was meant to be. They were going to kill all those people. That was all set up. But you were blaming Hillary for that, right?
For not reacting, not being
Yes.
available to react.
Exactly.
Not sending reinforcements, refusing to allow reinforcements to come in.
That she was 3,000 miles away, yet your man was next door with the insurrection and did nothing. How about him? How many people got injured there and had died there?
Every time that we say something, about a person, one of the first things you do is you throw in somebody else, and then you accuse us of saying. Of throwing in Hillary when you're talking about something else. Well, you're talking about Hillary right now, right?
I explained
you brought
to
it
you
up.
that both of your people, Darrell Issa and Trey Gowdy, went after the investigation. She was subpoenaed and she went and sat for 11 hours. Where's Mark Meadows when they subpoena him? Where's Jim Jordan when they subpoena him to go and sit down like Hillary Clinton did? She went for 11 hours and testified, and they found nothing wrong with what she did. Okay? So you want to talk about Hillary? That's the final on Hillary.
Well,
okay?
if we go back and look at it, the FBI director said there was a whole lot that Hillary had done.
Yeah,
and then we all anticipated he was going to say, we're going to give this all to the AG and recommend prosecution. And then he turned around in the same breath and said, "What?"
Yeah. Okay. Very good.
So he laid it out as if she was guilty.
Yeah.
That was probable cause.
Nice try. Just like they found mass weapons over in Iraq.
They
nice
did.
Try.
They did.
Okay. And then Lee and all of you over there that you're so veteran oriented, why don't you go find out how much President Biden has done for the veterans up to now?
Oh, please tell me.
With
Yeah,
the
please.
toxic kids and the suicide and a few other things that he voted in. Okay.
Well, it's not
so don't tell
stopping
me
Oh,
them
he
from
hasn't done
committing
anything in 2
suicides.
years. And you're talking about inflation. You keep picking on inflation. Inflation will get better. We're just starting the infrastructure that we're going to build roads and bridges around here. You'll see the inflation come out. Okay? You don't say anything about that stuff. Why?
I just like to see them build the wall. Then we would have. Then we would.
The money, they'll build the wall. Go ahead.
Then we would have the money that to keep from having to put so many border patrol guys in place, and we could keep the drugs, big flow of the drugs out of this country, and stop the 107,000 people who are being killed every year by fentanyl overdoses.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'd like to see.
You just found out that you don't like Hannity. We've been telling you about Hannity and Laura Ingraham and all those people that were in his ear. This guy, this Englishman comes over here, Rupert Murdoch, buys a station of Fox Broadcasting, calls it America's Station, and all of a sudden, it's the best thing than toast. Okay? Why didn't he stay in his country and do all those lies in his country? Okay?
I'm not.
You guys are something else.
You're running scattered here, Theo. You don't give me a chance to even address any of it. I first of all, I don't think that Hannity has ever been my favorite person. I have put that out there ever since I've been watching him. I don't like
How
him.
about
I don't.
Bill O'Reilly?
I hated him too.
Oh, okay. How about Tucker Carlson?
Oh, he's a joke.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
So
the reason
you
I
had a
don't watch
whole mess
Fox
of people
News
there
at night.
talking lies all the time. But you know who's going to take care of Rupert Murdoch? Dominion voting machines. They're going to get him.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, we got to take a break.
We got to take a break, Theo.
All right, you go right ahead. I'm done. That's why I talk fast, so I can get as much in as I can.
Let's talk faster. Or call earlier.
Go ahead and take your break.
Or
Happy
call
Valentine's.
earlier.
Coming soon, baby.
Bye.
Bye,
You're live
Theo.
and local Real Talk. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and custom threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
All right, we're back. We have not us, Theo. This is a report from.
It just popped up when I was looking. It was written by Alfred Ortiz. He contributes on some magazine or paper called The Hill.
Yeah, I know The Hill.
Yeah, it's from The Hill. And he wrote it, the 7 biggest lies that Biden told this week during his State of the Union address. Number 1 was that take-home pay has gone up. And he writes why it has not. Number 2, we have created record 12 million jobs. No, they only created 2.7 million new jobs. The rest were just when people went back to work after COVID. Number 3, I have presided over the largest deficit reduction in American history. And nope, he's presided over the largest 2-year deficit, $4.2 trillion. Yikes. Number 4, 2 years ago, our economy was reeling. Nope, not true once again, according to this. Number 5, oil companies have invested too little of their profit to increase domestic production and keep gas prices down. And according to the Heritage Energy analyst, Kate Tubb, the oil companies want to expand production to take advantage of high oil prices, but the Biden administration green energy policies make it difficult. They can't, so they can't do that. Number 6, thanks to all we've done, we're exporting American products. And on whatever day the State of the Union was, Tuesday, the government released the 2022 trade figures showing we have hit a record trade deficit of almost $1 trillion. So we're not exporting. And the number 7, the wealthy don't pay their fair share. And according to this, the top 1% of highest earning Americans pay nearly 50% of the nation's income taxes.
The top 1% pay 50% of the income taxes.
Yeah, which I don't have a problem with that. Let's say let them pay. I mean, they're making buku
Well,
money.
it's not whether, I mean, they still pay whatever they make. That's the thing. People don't understand
some of the
that.
wealthy aren't paying enough, but that's just a Kelly opinion.
Well,
But that's fine,
personally, if you look at it, if I'm in a company and I want to buy, I don't know, fishing tackle, buy the tractor trailer load
Mhm.
and sell it, they're going to give me a better price for that tractor trailer load than they are going to give somebody who buys them 10 lures at a time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if somebody is got billions of dollars,
Mhm.
they're going to be paying more money, real money,
Mhm.
than somebody who's got $100,000.
Yeah.
Right? They're going to be paying.
I hear you.
I would give them a tax break if you're able to pay that much real money.
Mhm.
Forget the percentage wise, because they are paying.
Yeah.
And they can get a tax. To me, I would rather have 10% of $1 billion than 50% of $100,000.
Oh, I agree. Well, I agree with that now.
Okay, so
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
you
'cause
look
it's
at it
an
that way.
average
They
out.
are already paying more because they make so much more.
Well, I agree.
So
Yeah. I think some people are quick to say there are some wealthy people that don't pay any income tax, and I don't agree with that.
I don't know that there are any that pay no income tax unless
yeah,
they're.
I did see something. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah,
I
you
did
gotta
see
find
something
out.
last year,
You know.
and I have a problem with that.
And just real quick, I want to tell everybody that our U.S. Congressman Dr. Greg Murphy is going to be introducing into the Congressional Record today on the U.S. House floor honors and memories of the young men and other people that died in that airplane crash along the coast here.
Okay.
Okay.
And so he's having that put into the Congressional Record. So he will be live on the floor this morning.
Yay.
So if you watch the proceedings on C-SPAN, is the best place to watch it.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, we will see you tomorrow. We've got the ice cream man will be in the house here, and
He's got some info for us.
yeah, he's got stuff for us. I'll
He's
bring a
got-
spoon.
Yeah, just tell him, remind him no nuts.
Mhm.
And no cheese.
Who puts cheese on their
I
ice cream?
don't know, but you can't eat cheese.
I'll eat cheese. Who you talking about? Can't eat
You can't
cheese?
eat peanut butter.
Yeah, I can't eat peanut butter.
Peanut
Okay.
butter and nuts.
Yeah.
I got so many
is
people.
good.
I got so many people around me that I've cooked for and whatever. Yeah, I can't eat garlic. I can't eat cheese. I can't do. It's like
I would be sad if I couldn't eat
I'm
cheese.
good for
I'm just
anything.
saying.
Just remember that.
Cheese
Anything
would make me
Food.
sad if I couldn't eat that.
4-letter word.
Yes.
You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. Ladies, say goodbye.
Good.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.